Greetings, Dan from Prayer Warriors. Now, I've said before that I ain't no math major and Pa don't like no fancy book learning, but according to my calculations, when you take 70 times 7, you get 490. Now, when Peter, and you gotta love Peter, he gets joked about many times because he was always ready, fire, aim, as Chuck Missler would describe him. However, in fairness to Peter, he was very brave. He was the only disciple to step out of the boat and briefly walk on water with Jesus. And he was the one that actually took a sword to the Garden of Gethsemane and lopped off the ear of the high priest's servant, Malchus. In Matthew 18, verse 21 through 22, when Peter comes to Jesus and asks, "How many times should I forgive someone for the same offense? 7 times?" Well, I'm sure at the time Peter thought he was being very forgiving and worthy of a pat on the back. In truth, that's probably more times than we would want to forgive, so there is that. However, Jesus replies 70 times 7. At first glance, that just seems like a symbolic number, and that it just implies forgiving an infinite amount of times. Turns out that may be a more concrete number than at first glance. When Judah is taken into captivity by the Babylonians, they had farmed the ground for roughly 490 years straight without a rest. Every 7th year, they were told they had to give the ground a year's rest. So since they didn't follow God's instructions, God determined that they owed him 70 years of rest for the land. And guess what? Their Babylonian captivity lasted for 70 years. Now, the late Chuck Missler explored this topic in his book, Cosmic Codes. Turns out there are several periods of disobedience by Judah or Israel as a whole, leading to God's judgment, and it turned out it was 490 years. Please check out the links below, and may God bless you.